Thank you for joining us today as Fox Cried, a project supported in part by the D.C. Commission on the Arts and Humanities and the Center for Unearthed Stories, visits the archives at the University of Minnesota. Okay, well, in continuation of our discussions with our archivist at the Center for Unearthed Stories Institute at the University of Minnesota, I am very pleased to introduce
my name is Benjamin Dover.
Benjamin Dover, yes. He's a research assistant under Mary Bloom and is doing some really important work assisting Mary both in the preservation and investigation of these objects, their origin, and particularly some of the challenges that are faced in preserving these objects. So those are some of the topics that Benjamin is interacting with in his research. We have an object here, and I will go ahead and let you tell me about this. Are we going to need gloves for this, or
maybe we'll see if it comes
up.
We'll
see. Okay.
But I'm glad you brought up the topic of restoring or archiving or preserving the appearance of our artifacts in the collection. If you take a look right here, there seems to be a removal. Maybe it was done through a weathering process, like water. Maybe it was caught in some storm.
You're speaking to the fact that the pink pigment doesn't extend into the the visage of the character.
Based on our research, it looks like it was more purposefully removed.
Okay.
Right. This object is maybe close to 5,000 years old. Definitely dates before 0.
It's one of the oldest objects that we have in the collection.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful specimen. But it tells the story. We're looking into the story of how it engages two warring civilizations. Uh-huh. This was possibly a deity of one of the organizations in what region? I'm drawing a blank. It was the South American, very, very south, down at the tip.
Cone. South American cone.
Right.
Okay, near cone. What I think would today be Patagonia.
Yeah. Chile.
Chile. Well, what's now Chile? Of course, at that time.
Right. Current days.
Oh yeah. Great. So you're suggesting that there was a pigment, it was removed.
Right, exactly.
And that the functionality of the object was to be used in combat. So how does that relate to? Let me see if we can get a better view on the top of this object.
Take a look at this. What looks like a handle.
It does look like a handle, and I wanted to ask you about that.
Now this is actually an ancient shield.
So it would be indeed.
Right, you would hold it from the top here.
Is it possible with gloves that you could show us what that would look like?
Oh, sure. I'll just put on one glove.
This is one of our oldest objects, so I don't. If not, that's fine.
I've used this. I've worked with it quite a bit. That I'm comfortable doing this.
Okay.
But for someone untrained, I wouldn't recommend.
Okay.
Let me try this
Stay hands off then.
Just like in that time, I'm going to grab it from the handle. Lift. And it's used like this. The deity here looks right into your eyes while you hold it in battle.
Okay.
It gives you strength. It's a sense of emotional support when you're.
It's so rare that we get to see objects of this age in their original use. So thank you for sharing that with us. The last thing that I'll ask you about is with an object of this age, some of the preservation challenges that you may have encountered with that.
We're definitely working on restoring this image back to original detail. It's difficult to find the exact pigment makeup of this. We don't want to destroy the object, but we do want to stay consistent with the coloring process here.
And your background is in composite atomic compounds,
Right, right.
So I don't know if that...
Yeah. So we're looking at the different, what makes up this color here. It's actually crushed up beetle wings, right? This beautiful pink color. And then you add a little bit of an indigenous ant species to the mix, and it creates a little bit darker.
Which is, from my understanding, is extinct now.
Oh, yeah. Both of those insects are extinct.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Ben, thank you so much for working with us today and for all the research that you're doing with Mary Blooney and with the Institute.
Oh, yeah, thanks a lot.
We really appreciate it and look forward to your future work.
Yeah.
Thanks.